my name is Tolg and I exist, therefore I think too much. I don't make promises of when I am going to make these because I am not used to having schedules, and maybe it's not that I'm not used to having schedules. I don't like them. And I go through things emotionally and mentally that make it so that if I make promises, I feel even guiltier when I cannot keep them. And instead of feeling guilty about something that, in some respect could be important to someone, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think is very important at all. I just choose not to make promises. So, I will do my best to be as frequent as possible. I've decided that randomly, maybe a few weeks back, that I would do every other day uploading, and with a 2-day off thing. I don't know what that results in. But anyways, took a break because I have not been okay. And in taking a break, I watched a video. Someone else was talking about Sydney Sweeney, and I do not remember what the relevance was to what it was generally being discussed. However, when they brought up Sydney Sweeney, and I do believe it came from someone who is generational Z. I didn't realize that it wasn't common knowledge. It could be, I don't know. But I figured someone should say it. If what's generally being discussed is that by blue jeans, it was a double entendre of her blue eyes. Blue jeans insinuates blue blood. And blue blood is in regards to Old Dutch, meaning you're descendant from one of the founding 13 colonies of the U.S. The general thing about that, when I don't hear really anybody talk about it, a lot of people that were in the initial 13 colonies died because it was the New World. It's new germs, and a lot of them couldn't account for that. So you had a bunch of people joining indigenous tribes as a means of surviving, or just dying, from cholera, smallpox, starvation. Okay, several of the colonies turned to cannibalism. And while there are survivors of the initial colonies, there aren't a lot. There is like an island off of New York somewhere where pretty much everybody's really inbred, and that's their claim to being part of the initial 13 colonies. Because in order to have survived from that time, you're either a vampire or you're inbred as fuck. And then past that, when a lot of these 13 colonies dwindled in numbers, what came next was, when they say Old Dutch, was a lot of the nobility that were punished with going to the Americas. Their rank was taken from them in Europe. Some of the colonies would write letters back to the initial country and say, we need more numbers, we're not surviving, at which point the country would give them prisoners, the criminally insane, prostitutes, people they did not particularly want in their society. Going to America was a punishment. It was a punishment. So if you have like a braggadocious air to you about being part of the initial colonies, psychology can genetically be handed down. But the whole Abercrombie blue jeans that wasn't that she has blue eyes. It was that she's part of the upper ranks, upper echelon of blue blood of New York. It's implying they've been around so long, they have the ability and capacity to make ties, keep the money where they want it, with whom they want it to be. Sure, nobody really acknowledges that in order to be blue blood, you're probably inbred. But it definitely means that, you know, you kept the money where you wanted the money. It's classism. And classism is almost always paired with racism because it's an easy way of organizing people. And I think people prefer to be stupid. Ta-da! Having had that rant done, I will make the videos about reading now. Maybe I'll be better in the future and be more frequent about uploading it. Who knows? I don't. Okay, bye.